So I pretty much read the entire Shadow and Bone series so that you don't have to. And this will be an unpopular opinion, by the way. It's okay. I didn't care for it like that. Everyone tells me the Netflix series is better, so I'm just like, why did I waste so much time reading the book? But I'm happy I did, because if I didn't and I liked the Netflix series and I didn't get to read the book, I would have been really annoyed with myself. And I have to say my favorite book was actually Seige and Storm because of Nikolai. Nikolai, he was my favorite character in the entire series. And he was like a side piece character. So that's saying a lot. I really wanted to love the series. I just didn't. I don't know why I really wanted to. I guess it just wasn't for me. I didn't feel like I actually knew Elena. Or Elaine? Is it Elena or Elaine? I forgot. I already have forgotten. But I feel like I just didn't know her. Like, I spent, like, all 3 books in her head. Didn't really know her. She was kind of, like, a side character in my mind as well. And yeah, I didn't really care for Mal. I also feel like he was a side character for the majority of the series, and I just could not get into his characters at all. The only character I loved was Nikolai. And I'm so happy he has his own series, and I look forward to reading it after I finish Crooked Kingdom, because as soon as I know Crooked Kingdom, I am watching the Netflix series because I'm tired of holding out. The pacing of the whole series was pretty slow for me. I think the only scenes I really enjoyed were the Nikolai scenes. Like, he carried the series for me, and he was only featured in the 2nd book and a few bits in the 3rd book, but yeah. I definitely feel like I got lost in the hype, especially since the show was getting such good reviews as well. I was like, oh my gosh, the show is doing good, the books have to be good. The books are always better than the show. Always better than the show. So I was really ready to, like, be swept away and fully immersed in the Grishaverse world. But no, I was highly disappointed, unfortunately. Typically, if the book is good, the TV show or movie production is, like, lame and cheesy. But everyone says that the Netflix production is amazing. And I'm not surprised, because Netflix does amazing things typically with their shows. I have loved a lot of their shows. A lot of their originals have stolen my heart. The latest one, Alice and Grace. Love it so much. So sad I didn't get to read the book first. As far as the Grisha world building goes, I had a really hard time keeping up with what color was what power and what power actually did what it was supposed to do. So I found it very confusing to read the books because I could just never get it right in my mind, and I was like, oh, this person has this power, and they didn't at all. Like, completely different powers. I think to this day I only know what the red cloak is, because that's like the heart renderer, and I found that to be the most interesting part of the Grishadom. But I just kept having to look back and forth to try to figure out what power was what, and it just became really annoying and time consuming at the end of the day. So eventually I just stopped doing that, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what this person's power is, and that's fine. Also, I kept forgetting what characters actually looked like. Like, I would be reading the 2nd or 3rd book, and it'll bring out a character from the 1st book, and I'm like, I don't even know who this person looks like. I have no idea what they did in the 1st book. I just don't remember them, like, at all. And they'll be referencing things that I would need to know from the 1st book. And I'm just like, do I go back and try to find the page where I found the information for that first person? Or do I just keep on reading? I just kept on reading. I think next time I actually reread this, and I think I probably am, and I'm just going to have to buy the physical books, because reading it on e-reader made the experience more harder for me. And I'm just going to have to take notes as I read, and focus on the world building, and just focus harder on the world building, because it's very difficult for me to follow a story if I'm so confused all the time. And I think that was my biggest issue with this series. I was just too confused, and it makes me want to think, should I even read Crooked Kingdom, or should I give myself a break before I start taking notes on it? Because I feel like I was rushing myself to read this because I really wanted to watch the series, but then I realized I'm not someone who does good with reading something I don't feel like reading at the moment. And I think I gave it the assignment mindset instead of the let me enjoy this mindset, and lost in the hype mindset as well. So it was just a lot of mindsets gone wrong. So yeah, probably best that I pause on this at this point I'm at Crooked Kingdom, so it is what it is. So the world building really just was not for me. I did not find it that interesting or compelling or easy for me to follow. This totally falls into YA fiction fantasy realm for me, but I just really wish we got more chemistry between the characters. Like, I feel like Alina and Mal just kind of fell together. They didn't like fall in love together, they just kind of like fell together through a series of events and like misunderstandings and stories, and I don't know, it just didn't feel authentic. Like their relationship just didn't feel authentic to me. It just felt very smushed together, like conveniently happened out of the blue. Yeah, that's how it feels like. It feels like their relationship just came out of the blue, and I just couldn't, it just didn't make sense to me. I just couldn't, I don't know. I just couldn't believe it. Like, how do you guys just end up together? And I do have some mentions though. My favorite scenes were definitely when Baghra sacrificed herself and like threw herself over the mountain. That was epic. Amazing conclusion to her story, or at least I feel like she's actually still alive, honestly. And then the ending of the book was very unexpected, but I definitely was satisfied by it. I didn't expect anything like that to happen, so it was a very nice surprise. And I found their story kind of came full circle, which the cheeseball in me truly enjoyed that. So I'm really happy about how it ended, and I think the ending of the book is what made me so happy. I don't know, I like her writing style. I just didn't care for the characters. I just didn't feel like I knew the main characters, and that's what really, like, what I really need for the story to be, like, driven, since there wasn't that much action in it, and which I really wish there was. Actually, I wish there was more action. It was actually very slow. So I'm banking on Six of Crows. It's a heist. It's supposed to be amazing. Everyone loves their characters. Everyone loves Six of Crows. People have been telling me Six of Crows is their 5 stars, ride or die book. And I hope it is for me too. And if it's not, I'm gonna be really, really sad. But I'm banking on Six of Crows, banking on it so hard. If Six of Crows and Nikolai series is really good, I will just buy the entire Grisha series to read it, like as like physical books. I read mostly on my Kindle, so when I buy a physical book, it means a lot to me. So, oh yeah, this is not a Kindle, this is my iPad. I read mostly on the Kindle app. So if I do buy the physical book, it means that it's kind of made it into my heart and that I love it and I don't mind rereading it again. So I would really like for Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, and then the whole, I think it's called King of Scars series to just take over and be amazing, so that in my heart I can like continue on in the universe. And I'm looking forward to reading Ninth House by her as well. A lot of people tell me it's one of their favorite books by her, and I'm just excited to continue on in this journey. I do like her books. I think they were okay for me as a series whole, but I just don't feel like I cared for the characters enough. If I cared for the characters enough, I think it would have been a solid 4.5, probably. But since I didn't care about the characters, it kind of just like stayed in the threedoms. Okay, I think that's the end of this rant. Looking forward to Six of Crows. Let me know what you guys thought of like the whole series versus the show, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to see soon once I finish the last 2 books. And did you guys like the series? Or was it just hype? I feel like it was just hype, honestly. I feel like Six of Crows is better. Or I'm hoping it's gonna be. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to do more of these about once a week, or that's my goal. If so, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!